$1,000 right here, and it came with Lamborghini screws. Oh my. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the Goon Squad garage, and we're gonna continue working on our Lamborghini Aventador build. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we got this rear end looking absolutely insane. The SVJ conversion kit is coming together flawlessly. And of course, we test fitted some original panels as well, and everything is mating up pretty dang good. So the original and the aftermarket stuff is lining up pretty dang good, except for one piece, which is gonna be this base right here for the wing, which I believe we might have to trim a few things up just to get that sucker to just sit down in there. But for the most part, dude, I'm pretty happy with how everything is lining up back there, you know?
Dude, it looks absolutely insane. Like, look at this side shot, dude. The side skirt, and it's not even finished. There's still carbon that's gonna go on there. Man, this kit is nice.
Dude, I love this kit so far, but you know what? I think this front end is gonna look absolutely insane when we test out that front bumper, which that's probably gonna be one of those things that we're gonna do today. Test fit the front bumper, also test fit this full carbon fiber fender right there, and see how well everything lines up over here. And then today also, we're gonna crack open all the random boxes that we haven't opened just yet, because we do got parts just scattered all over the place, and we wanna make sure that we're not missing anything. Something might've got lost in the shipping process. You know, we gotta make sure we have everything.
Just,
you know?
like, do an inventory. That way we don't miss anything, and we order every little bit. So that's kind of the main thing of today, is have everything on the way for sure.
Yes, sir, because we're getting really close. This build literally is almost ready for paint. Of course, there's a good bit of body work that we gotta do. A lot of sanding. We're gonna make sure everything is nice and flat. Make sure we get that original paint job. But you know what? It's just moving just like we want it. So I guess right now, before we actually get started, we do want to add some lighting up in here, because as you guys know, we got these LED lights right here that kind of get in the way every once in a while. We got something super epic that's going to go into the ceiling. Let's go ahead and crack it open, install it, and then we're going to get straight to work on this SV. Alrighty guys, so check this out. We finally got some lighting installed right there, and look at that. We got the hexagon lighting. It's a 16 by 30 installed right there, and I gotta say, that was a lot harder than it looks on Instagram and in pictures, because that basically took us all day to do right there. We even had to rent one of those little boom lifts, dude.
Dude, it was absolutely crazy. Putting this big old thing together took a very long time, and trying to hoist this thing up. I mean, if you got a flat roof with sheetrock, it's easy.
Yeah.
But when you got a roof like this, it's difficult.
Yeah, because we have to like literally adjust every piece of metal wire. So that's how it's actually getting hung right now, is by a bunch of just metal wires all over the place. And then we have to do some wiring. We became electricians for the day as well. But you know what? It's worth it right there. Look how sick that looks. And look at the amazing lighting that it allows just on the car. You know what I mean? The car looks so much better. It just brightens everything up. And those other lights that we have kind of just got in the way. You always got to move them around. This right here is just awesome. It looks cool, and it also actually lights everything up over here.
100%. It's going to be a lot easier to like buff the car or anything, do paint imperfections. This is just perfect overall.
Yep, and the reflection that it gives off of the car looks pretty sweet as well. But maybe we could even extend and go further that way and that way. You know, I think you could add on to this.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to actually extend all the way throughout the shop.
Do the whole shop,
whole shop. That'd be insane right there. But huge shout out to Get Lit Lighting for hooking us up, giving us an amazing deal on this right here, and just lighting up or getting us lit pretty much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We are definitely lit. Look at that. That's insane.
Looks insane. But guys, if you look behind us, of course you can see there's a huge mess going on, but you guys will have to excuse that right now because of, you know, the stuff that we're having having to do right here. It took a long time to do this. Got some stuff going on behind the scenes. Don't want to make that an excuse, but there's some epicness coming. But right now,
we'll clean the shop.
We'll clean the shop up here in a little bit. But right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and probably bring in the front bumper, bring in this fender, test fit that stuff, and then we'll get to repairing some aluminum up front there. Carbon fiber in your skin?
Yeah, like a bunch of it.
Dude, now you got weight reduction. Dude, see how fast you are.
Completely different with just two headlights on,
and
man.
the fender as well. We had to pause for a second. We're about to throw on that front bumper, but this fender right here looks insane. And I thought, honestly, the fitment was going to be a little bit more off.
Yeah,
you know?
it was a little off, but I just trimmed it a little bit. Just one little tab, trimmed it up, and it fit a lot better around the door. The gap right here, man. Look at that. That's almost OEM. Honestly, a tiny bit more like messing around with it. And dude, this will be an OEM gap, but it already looks way better. Looks super good. The gap along the hood right here, which we still, you know, got to bolt it down, but that gap is, I mean, that you can get it perfect.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
were planning on actually just buying an original fender because like we test fitted it one time and something was completely just out of whack in the back over here. Then you found out what it was. It was butting up against something.
Yeah.
Literally just had to be trimmed up with the belt sander.
Just a little bit of extra carbon fiber. Dude.
Yes, sir.
Made it a little lighter.
Yes, sir. But now, you know what? We got some weight reduction. We're definitely going to paint this all white, although it would look pretty cool to leave it carbon. But if I have like a weird feeling about like cars with just carbon fiber fenders.
I don't like carbon fiber fenders. Maybe if you got like a super dark gray or silver car or a black car, it kind of looks good. Or if you got a whole front clip that's carbon fiber, it kind of looks good. But still, I think just a fender like carbon fiber is a little tacky.
The gunmetal gray with this color, or maybe like a black, satin black would look insane with carbon. Yeah. But you know what? We're going with all white, and maybe later on we'll wrap it a different like exotic color.
Yeah,
you know?
100%. But like when you come to the front, you can just compare the sides. You know that white looks so much better. But look at the headlights, man. Both of them on there. Dude, that's insane looking.
I love how it looks. You got that like, it's like an eye up in there. You know what I mean? It looks mean. And then you got this right here, the DRL. And look at the gap. I noticed something pretty funny about this gap. There's kind of a big hole right here. And the same thing over here. Yeah. Exact same thing. So I gotta say, dude, they made these carbon fiber fenders pretty dang amazing.
Yeah, really close to OEM. It's like super dead on. I mean, it's pretty spot on, but right now we're not done. Let's just go ahead and bring in that front bumper, man, and test it out.
this, dude.
That looks incredible right there,
That looks absolutely insane. We finally got that front bumper on after we welded the actual metal reinforcement or aluminum reinforcement back there.
Welded it up. It was just damaged. Straightened it out. Got that HTP aluminum welder. Man, if it wasn't for that welder, I don't even know, man, because that thing can weld some pretty good aluminum.
Dude, it can weld aluminum steel. That's like the ultimate welder right there. And you were able to actually throw down some absolute dimes.
Threw down some dimes, fixed everything, threw that reinforcement back on, and it just made the bumper fit perfectly. I mean, the gaps look amazing right here with this carbon fiber fender. Everything lines up perfect around the headlight. On this side right here where nothing is damaged, all original gaps. Look at that, man. It just goes down on this fender perfectly. I mean, if you had a regular Aventador, buy this kit, slap it on there.
That's amazing. That's one of the most important things, is where the original and aftermarket stuff comes together. That is flawless right there. You don't even have to sand it like down, or you don't have to adjust anything. Nothing. It literally popped right in the bracket.
Sand it and paint it right there. That's kind of why we didn't mess with this hood yet, because we do have a carbon fiber hood that we would love to throw on, but all the gaps are OEM, so we kind of want to work off of this hood to line up all these other gaps, because these bumper gaps are not so perfect right here, because there's still a few more little like brackets that are bent, but no big deal. This bumper's on. It looks insane with these nostrils. I'm actually glad that we went with the SVJ kit.
I love it. It looks absolutely insane. Once you step back and you look at it as a whole, it's just absolutely insane. And when you see this car in person, it's a whole different animal right here. We might even have to throw on the other carbon fender, dude.
Other fender in the hood, dude, that might look insane.
I know we said we don't really like that, but it's actually growing on us because all this other carbon right here.
Carbon just looks good, man.
It does. But anyways, as for these like in pieces, or I guess the accessories for the bumper, we haven't fully secured it just yet because there's some like modifying that we have to do.
Yeah,
you know?
we're probably gonna have to do some rib nuts underneath here, because there's holes to hold this lip, because you don't want just screws, especially if you're gonna go up over 100 miles an hour. You know, that can 200. It can rip it off because the amount of air that's gonna go through here. And also this stuff, we're probably gonna leave it till after we paint it and stuff like that. We can probably reinforce it with glue and whatnot and rib nuts and have this sucker on there for good. But other than that, this whole front end just is turning out perfect,
dude,
man.
Phenomenal. But right now, I guess we're gonna probably leave the car alone for a little bit, and we're gonna work on the shop a little bit right now, man.
It has to get a little bit of work, especially with the beautiful lights we installed. We want to go ahead and give it a quick cleanup in here, locate all of our boxes with parts in, probably open everything up and see if we got everything.
Lamborghini original on that. Alrighty guys, so we gave the garage a quick clean because it was just getting out of hand and it looks much better. And also we tracked down all of our parts, and look at this, we cracked it all open, and it may not look like much, but there's literally thousands of dollars of parts right here. Let's just go ahead and start over here. These Aventador door seals, and kind of might not look like nothing too crazy, but this right here was super expensive. For both of these, it was $2,000. And the reason why we went original was because of this seal right here. That's literally the reason. There were some pretty sick carbon fiber ones for much cheaper, but we wanted to go original. That way it had all the clips, it popped right into place, and also this seal creates a nice tight fit, and there's no like air going in.
Yeah,
you know
we don't want no air noise whenever you're just speeding, you know, or, you know, under the speed speed limit. But yeah, those are nice. They're gonna clip right into place, and I think they look super good.
Exactly,
dude.
and that's one of those things that you gotta think about actually when you're working with aftermarket stuff. You gotta have some original stuff in order for it to actually function like OEM, you know? We want it to be sealed off, no rainwater getting in there, and like you said, it does look super sick. This right here, what is this, like a little front area piece?
Front area piece that was cracked. We got a new one right there.
Look
got
at this.
a bunch of air guides right here,
a bazooka right here. This goes, I think, like somewhere on right here on the other side, and this is basically like the air guide, and it's pretty sick how this works. So basically it gets scooped in by this scoop right here, and it goes down to a radiator, and then it just shoots it, spits it right out the back right there.
Hey, all functioning, all three of those. There's literally 1, 2, 3 air scoops on this thing.
Dude.
And it's crazy how they all work. And these are the same for every Aventador, even
Exactly.
the SVJ.
That's what I love about this SVJ kit. Literally, it's gonna function legitly. It's gonna go in and it's gonna come right back out the back right there. And also the front bumper works perfectly as well with this. This is an air guide for the brakes right here. It literally works perfect with that opening in the front, and it spits it right at the brake rotor, dude.
Hey, that's
that is
legit.
Sick right
they
there.
didn't change any of that, which is a good thing. It's a smart thing. They just basically just changed body panels and put a clutch in, extra clutch in.
Yep, they keep it simple for us, so I absolutely love that. This right here was super hard to find right here. It was the last one on eBay. Same with that part right there. That's why we scooped this stuff up, is because it was so hard to find on other websites, even the original Lamborghini website, you know?
Even Lamborghini doesn't sell this stuff, so we got to be quick on our feet because there's some stuff that we found and they were sold the next day, so now we just buy it as soon as we see it.
Exactly. We don't wait. As soon as we see something, we just scoop it right up. But this is a bunch of just air guides right here. This is basically everything for the left and the right side. And look at this right here. This is just a headlight washer nozzle right here, which was like $400, I believe so.
That's probably the cheapest part we bought for this thing.
I know, but you know what? It's got a Lamborghini badge, so that's why it costs so much.
Hey, do you ever need to wash mud off your headlights?
That's what I'm thinking. Do people actually use?
How do you even use those? How do you turn them on?
I think there's like a button
We'll
somewhere
have to put it
inside.
to the test.
And like, do you ever like really run into that issue? You don't keep your car that dirty. You don't get it that dirty. You know what I mean?
Going through some mud. You know
I guess so. We'll install this anyways. And also we got some pretty cool stuff like this that we found that was aftermarket. This goes right here.
Perfect.
Not like that. I think like this right here. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Clean that up right there. We're gonna black this out just like the SVJ. We're gonna make it look original. So it's cool to find stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I think the coolest part is about right there, dude.
This right here is a fuel cap for an Aventador, and we had to buy this brand new from the dealership. It's all billet aluminum, super sick how they cut it right there. And this sucker right here was like $500, pretty pricey for something this small, but you know what? It's cool.
It looks cool, and
super cool.
It's crazy how Lamborghini makes that billet aluminum from factory, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I see a Ford Motor Co. thing right there.
No, you don't, man.
Yeah, huh?
I can't catch it. Let me see.
There's literally this part of it is from Ford, and the rest is probably custom or something
Put that back. Return it.
Pretty cool right there. And also we got like this piece right here. This is side marker light, super expensive. I think it was like $250.
I think it's the same marker light as in a Nissan Sentra right there.
I'm telling you, that's how Lamborghini actually works. A lot of their stuff is universal from other stuff.
Interchangeable, man.
They just literally slap their logo on it and they just upcharge everybody. But you know what? Lamborghini has its own name brand and it's an epic brand.
They can do whatever they got to do, man.
But look at this, dude. We got a super sick steering wheel. That's for the Lamborghini Urus. It's just happened to be in one of the packages that we haven't opened.
Still Lamborghini part.
Yeah, and we're not done with that right there, you know? So we're going to throw this on, and also that sucker is going to get a brand new paint job. And this is just insane. Look at that. Forged carbon. It's got the shifter light right there. It's got the Alcantara, the Italian flag right there. This is a sick steering wheel from AZA Auto Wheel.
Dude, definitely going to look legit in that Urus. We may have to get one for the Aventador. Who knows, man?
We're working on that. Believe me, dude. But this right here is a carbon fiber paddle shifter. It's going to be super epic. And a bunch of other random stuff. But you know what? The coolest one of them all is right here. The smallest one. This Aventador SV number badge, dude.
That is crazy. I'm actually surprised they sold that because wouldn't you think there's only 600 badges made?
I don't know how. Literally, yeah. I don't know how I found this, but it was on the Lamborghini website. It was just the last one up there too. $1,000 right here, and it came with Lamborghini screws, dude.
That is crazy right there, but that's definitely needed because, you know, this is an authentic SV.
Yes.
We wanted that number plate on there, and it's more rare than the SVJ, right?
Yeah, that's why a lot of you guys were actually upset that we went SVJ because the SV, there's only 600 of them, and I think there's like 800 SVJs. But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, we could always take this kit off, spend an extra $50,000, and you know what? Have this an original SV because
Hey,
we got it so cheap.
It's still an SV at the end of the day. It just has a little body kit on it that we're just gonna put to use, honestly.
Exactly. We're gonna wear and tear this sucker up. But anyways, guys, we're gonna move on to the next thing. Set those parts aside, crack open or bring in our last aftermarket part, the side skirt, slap it on, and see how everything lines up all the way around. Alrighty guys, we threw on this side skirt right here and it just fell right into place just like the other side, and everything is lining up just perfectly over here. Same with the door and all this original stuff right here. Absolutely love how everything is just going with this aftermarket kit, except for that one rear piece, of course, which we believe we might have an answer. It could be the fact that the framework could be off a little bit. I think we're definitely gonna have to get it on that frame machine right there and level that sucker out and just measure everything just for our sake, you know, make sure everything's 100%, and then I think everything is gonna line up and we're gonna have it perfectly. That's the only thing that's giving us an issue right now.
That's probably gonna be in the next video. We're probably gonna just jump on that, get that 100%, get that bumper bolted down, try to finish that up and make sure everything just fits perfectly.
Dude, I'm so happy with how everything is going with this Aventador so far. Before you know it, we're literally gonna be doing a bunch of body work, sanding the whole thing down and getting ready for a paint job, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But also there was another thing that I do wanna go over before we wrap this up. There was a couple other parts that we opened up, or one other part, which was this glass right here. We ended up buying this for pretty cheap. I think it was like 400 bucks, so pretty fairly priced, I gotta say. But then there's one glass that we cannot find anywhere, so we're reaching out to you guys. If anybody knows where we can get this glass right here, it's part of the tub almost, let us know, reach out to us, email us, and we'll be happy to take it off your hands.
100%, along with the driver seat airbag as well.
That sucker is so tough to find. I think there's other cars that actually carry the same airbag, like from an Audi or Volkswagen. We just don't know which one it is. So if anybody out there knows, please be sure to reach out to us or email us, and we'd greatly appreciate it. But with all that being said, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned to see what happens in the next one. Maybe here really soon, we're gonna go ripping around on this thing for the first time. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.